is Tired Light, what basically refers, it's quite a poetic title, but it refers to a theory what comes from the 20s about the cosmology of the universe, or how the universe was constructed. I was very interested in this kind of model, in the way of how more actually about the model itself, how we construct ourselves model to understand what is that, what we are living in, where it's coming from. The show is a little bit about shifting everything into red, and it's about light. Even if there are pieces who don't deal with light in a direct way, they have a relation to light. I work very closely with the material already from the start. So it doesn't mean that in many cases I'm not have an idea about looking how to transform this in reality. In many cases I'm working with the real material already, so it doesn't need to be translated into kind of practical context, let's say. Or there's another piece, the sculptural pieces, who are actually not to this kind of work complex called cluster, the kind of sculptures. But I added them because they are most recent work, but I just made in the same period, so I wanted to include this in the show too. For me, art is a very interesting field because I think there's many things what we can describe in terms of okay, this is engineering, this is basically we have many kind of descriptive things, but there is a field uh, what is not philosophy, what is not architecture, what is not specific design, what is so, and I really like this kind of openness of the term, that you have this kind of fantastic blank field in front of you. Think on philosophical terms, there's a lot of abstraction in the language, for instance, and we have this kind of visual abstraction we can work with. What I think is for me very powerful, and I really enjoyed it to work with this kind of abstraction. What is for me one of the main reasons I do art. I'm not so interested, for instance, in um, messages or specific informations or texts, because I think this is something what people who deal with words can do much better than as me. For instance, yeah. I'm very interested in this kind of in betweens of stuff.